So we're in on Lisa Landry.
Yeah, I'm in on her.
Lisa Landry. That's like how she's
That was good.
Hey everybody, this is Zillennial Meets World, a podcast where everything really is all fun and games. I'm here today with Taylor.
Hey.
And Jordan.
Hi.
And if we pan wide or low, you might see Nutmeg is back in the audience again, our number one fan.
It's true.
Today we are going to be talking about Pokemon Go. It's an anniversary for the app.
Ooh.
But first, we're going to kick it off with a game. A game honoring our mothers.
On Father's Day.
Yeah, we're like recording this like on Father's Day weekends. It's kind of funny.
That's funny.
We're gonna go through. I'm gonna show you guys a photo of a fictional mother, and we're gonna say, do we want this to be our mom or not? Pros and cons, and discuss in or out on these moms.
Okay. I love it.
Cool.
So the first one is Molly Weasley. She had a lot of children.
Yeah.
She said, "Not my daughter, you bitch." So thoughts on that?
I think I like her because she really took Harry in and she was like really supportive of him. I think she had her moments of being like pretty strict, but I think with as many kids as she has, like maybe you kind of had to lay down the law a little bit. So I feel like she'd be in for me personally.
I think she's in for me. I think they already probably struggled to be feeding all of their children all the time. And then they just were very selfless and also took in Harry. And I think that just makes a great mother. So like, I don't see how you could not keep her.
Yeah, no, I think
she's feisty.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think she's like an iconic mom.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she's beloved by the Harry Potter fan base.
Yeah.
There's also like no other mom in the Harry Potter fan base. Is she the only mom?
Well, there's like his aunt who sucks, who is like his cousin's mom,
his guardian.
Yeah, his guardian. Yeah.
And I think, do we see the evil guy's mom too? The really blonde one. What's his name?
Malfoy.
I think we see his mom too, but she's evil. So like,
yeah. So there's like really only one like true matriarch.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she is it. And I feel like she's like a mother to the entire all of Gryffindor.
All the friend groups.
No, just all of Gryffindor. She's mothering all of Gryffindor.
Just
so
Gryffindor.
true.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. So like definitely in for me. I think she's an A+ mom, but she's like a little raggedy.
Yeah.
Maybe not well put together.
Well, how could she be with so many kids?
I don't know, different times.
And she's
if you're
fighting
a wizard,
a war.
if you're a wizard, I think you can look put together pretty easily.
Maybe that's true.
But they are fighting a war.
Yeah.
You know.
In the beginning, they were not fighting a war, were
well, it was
a dormant war.
Yeah. I feel like it was like on the up and up to be happening. If you knew, you knew.
Oh. It was a 4D chess move war.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We have Amy Duncan.
Oh, wow.
I think this actress gets like paid just to be a crazy person. Like she has made a career of just playing crazy people.
Yeah, I believe that.
She does a good job.
She has the eyes, I think.
Yeah,
I
she's
think
got
that's
the crazy
what it is.
eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. She's kind of psychotic. But I like kind of love it. But would I want it as a mother? Like, would I want my mother to be psychotic?
I can say like as like teenage Becca would be mortified if this was my mom. Like I'd be so embarrassed of her. I would want no one to know that this. I would be like, you need to like go in a closet, even though this is your house, while I have somebody over for a sleepover. Like, do not be around.
I mean, she kind of is a theater kid who like never grew out of like the theater kid energy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's
You know
a good
what I
way
mean?
to describe
Like,
it.
she was the star of the show, and she knew that you knew about it.
Yeah, so what are we nixing her?
I'm like anti Amy Duncan from Good Luck Charlie. This is a no for me.
I think she's so funny, but I think maybe I would be embarrassed too. Like if she was, I mean, we saw how crazy she was.
I feel like we can't keep everyone, and she's a good cut.
And then like you become an adult and you're like more mature than she is. That's horrible.
It's horrible.
That's
and with
true.
her daughter, like, what's her name in real life?
Bridget Miller.
Yeah. She's way smarter.
Well, true.
All right.
I think we're cutting her. I think she's out for us.
Chili healer from Bluey.
Cute. In.
Yeah.
Don't even have to think about it. I'm in.
I just think she's like the ultimate nurturer. Like, I feel like they do a really good job on that show of like, also she has sissies as kids. And I feel like I have a sissy,
You do.
you know, so I understand the dynamic and I feel like she's a good sissy's mom.
Yeah, I think she's just so comforting. And like, I know we see the dad play with them a lot, but like she plays with them in like whatever games they're playing and so supportive.
I don't watch Bluey much, but I can imagine that she's a good mom.
Nutmeg boycotted watching Bluey yesterday and we turned on Elmo instead because
Did you like it?
Because you can't root for your ops on game day.
It's true.
Do you get that? It's because they're
Is it an Australian show? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes. USA versus Australia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it worked.
We're in Chili ranked best mom ever, according to me just now.
Chili is in.
Sorry, I
love
want
her.
to bring this up because you brought up Elmo. Did you see that when the Knicks won, they staked his head?
No.
Elmo?
So Elmo, before the Knicks series game for the championship, Elmo made a video and was like, I just want both teams to have fun. And New York turned on Elmo because supposedly like Sesame Street is based off of like New York. So like Elmo's a New Yorker. And he didn't say he was rooting for the Knicks, and now there's like big T in Elmo world. But then he posted a video in a USA jersey, and he said Elmo is rooting for USA. Just to be clear, Elmo wants USA to win.
All of a sudden, the pet rock sales go way up in New York City.
Yes. Sorry, that was kind of a side.
Full of
That was
Elmo's
kind of a
hops.
side tangent, but I thought of it, and I was like, we need to keep up to date on our Elmo lore.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa Landry from Sister Sister.
She's also crazy.
She is crazy.
I love her.
It's a different energy than Amy Duncan.
Yeah, it is a different energy. I just love this actress. My like dream in life is for them to do I know we just talked about how much we hate live actions, but like if we could do like some sort of like just like comedy, just like the mid-tier budget comedies of like the 90s that existed. And I want it to be like her. And are you familiar with like the show Grace and Frankie, like those two older
Like a little
women?
bit, yeah.
I want it to be her and then those like two older women, and I want them to be the three fairies from Sleeping Beauty. And I just want it to be just like a comedy hour that they have like magic powers, but they're like bickering all the time,
Oh my
like
gosh.
a sitcom-esque movie.
Yeah.
That's like my dream if I were to do a remake, what it would be.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be a good
Also,
one.
those three fairies are like my favorites.
Yeah, I know. It's like iconic.
So it'd be amazing. Yeah.
So are we keeping her?
I can't think of a single flaw with Lisa Landry, to be honest.
I do like that she like, because what, the show starts and they're not living together, they meet and then she takes them.
She
like,
doesn't
both
have
in.
any money. So like
Yeah.
they end up moving in with the dad and the dad has like money.
Okay. Right.
She's like,
But
Oh,
like
I
she was
forgot
like
that's
pushing
how
for
it
them to be
started.
able to like be
yeah,
be
she's
together,
pushing.
so.
She's definitely like their advocate, and I think she's like trying to be like a fashion designer type person.
She's got like a dress.
Yeah,
Well, she doesn't have a store, but like in her house, she's always like, doing
she's
that.
definitely like a very good girl's mom and very needed to balance out the dad.
Okay.
and I think that
But she's a little irresponsible.
even if she was like a little crazy and a little irresponsible, I felt like she was like a good influence on the girls because like it seemed like they had rules, like even living with her. Like they
didn't mess around with that weird neighbor creep that kept coming around.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So funny.
But I love how every 90s sitcom was just like, we're gonna incorporate one 90s neighbor that thinks this is also their house.
Yeah.
Like at Full House
Yeah,
with
what's that
Kimmy.
woman's name? Kimmy Gibbler?
Yeah.
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 Same thing, just different.
Yeah. Totally
Literally.
agree. Totally agree. So we're in on Lisa Landry.
Yeah. I'm in on her.
Lisa Landry. That's like how she says it.
That was good.
Lorelai Gilmore.
Okay, this is a hot take, but I'm in. Well, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I think it could be a hot take.
My hot take is I'm out.
Okay. Well, here's why I'm in. Okay, I actually just saw a video talking about this the other day because everybody says that Lorelai Gilmore gets so much flack because they're like, you let your daughter do this and that and like all of that. And they think like she runs away from like her problems, and like there are things that I agree with to some extent. But I think she like actually was like a very supportive mom in a way, trying to be different from Emily Gilmore. She approached things differently, but I don't necessarily think a lot of it was bad. I just think Rory took like the worst traits of Lorelai and ran with that for literally everything. Because Lorelai, the only reason she would ever like not face her problems, or I'm sorry, run away from her problems, was if she truly, there was no other way to get out of it. Like she would do everything she can to try it, and if it wasn't working, then she would like cut and run. Whereas Rory's first instinct was to just run. Every single time something didn't go her way,
That's true.
she'd run away. Like the whole like she tried to live with her parents for the first few months when she had Rory, but she didn't like the situation that she was in, so that's why she left. She ran from Max Medina and went to, is that when she went to Christopher? Or was that with Luke? I forget.
No,
I think Max.
I don't really consider like her running from Max to Christopher necessarily.
Well, people talk about that as like her running away from her problems. But I think it was like she told Max she wasn't ready for like all of these things.
She said the way that relationship ended was like, you're just not the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't
Like
think
on paper he was perfect, but like it just wasn't it.
yeah.
Yeah. But people said she was running away. So like I think she like really did try to face her problems head on for the most part. And I think she tried to teach that to Rory, but I think Rory just like didn't get it.
It is the whole point of the show that like basically mothers try to not like the kids of the mothers try to not be their mothers, and then they like overcorrect, because the same thing happened with like Lane.
Yeah.
And that dynamic there where she's like, oh, my kid's not going to go to church. And there's that like one episode where Lorelai tells Lane like, but what if your kid wants to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So I think you have like a fair point there that like, cause that's just kind of like an overarching theme of the show. For me, like in one of the early episodes, there's that scene where she's like basically picking a fight with Rory. And she's like, my boobs are bigger. Yeah. And I'm like, I couldn't handle a mom that's like, is like not rationalizing why she's mad at like me as a daughter. Yeah. And then it's like picking a fight over something like that. And I think like that reason alone, because that happens more than once.
It does happen more than once.
Well, they fight like sisters. Like she's the mom, but they fight like sisters.
And they do fight like sisters.
And I think that's what I don't like. I just like can't have that in my life, and so for that reason I'm out. Like that's a deal breaker for me. I do totally get that, because that like I do think is a problem, but I think she tries her best. Yeah, and I don't think she's overall a bad mom. I just think for me she's out.
You don't want her to be your mom.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna keep her in. I think she always tries to do the best thing for Rory, and that's really all you can do as a mom, is try to do the best for your kid, and I think she does that.
Very political correct answer from Taylor. We're just gonna leave it and move on. Carrie Martin from the Sweet Zach and Cody.
Carrie. Oh my gosh.
I think she's out. She's all she has to do. Listen, she only works clearly like 2 hours a day towards the night, and she has not tracking any of her children. This one of her children is flirting with a woman clearly older than him, and like stealing candy in the process. I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
The other one, I don't know what Cody was doing, but like, just like they're getting into mischief, and again, she's not working at the time these episodes are taking place.
I am confused about what her day.
And then they're just going on a ship, and she's fine with that.
She's like, go to school on the cruise ship. No biggie.
Well, I thought she was performed on the cruise ship.
Well, she did, but then she like kind of disappeared for a while.
The whole premise was she was going to go on the cruise ship, and they were going to stay behind and live with the dad.
Oh.
And then they switched it and were like, just kidding. You guys just go. I'm going to stay here. And that's when the spinoff happened like that. But that's how the episode ended. That's how We Live with Zach and Cody ended, with that being like the last plot.
Interesting.
Yeah. So she never was like, I mean, she probably made a guest appearance here and there, but like she was never like on
She
that
wasn't
show.
living on this.
And it was like,
ship,
and
yeah.
on in the plot, it was written that she was not on the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm out. I mean, she was funny, but like, girl, what are you doing? You were living, first of all, you must be getting a crazy discount on your hotel room, because a 3-bedroom
Wild.
or 2-bedroom.
She's
yeah.
definitely living there for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, sister?
The other thing too is I felt there was multiple occasions where she like basically just like left her sons high and dry to pursue a man, or even like the concept of like a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like a lot of times in shows, especially shows at this time period, they were very much like, when it was like a single parent, they're like, I don't want to introduce you to my kid because like I have a boundary there. I feel like I've seen so many shows that are set up that way.
Yeah.
And then like here she's just like, I'm going to leave you with this really old maid Marion.
So then I can't go on a date.
And it's like, who cares?
Or like Maddie in
Or
London.
Maddie.
Yeah.
And yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah, I think I'm out on her too.
All right. Bad mom, Carrie Martin.
Oh, Carrie.
Kitty Foreman.
Oh my gosh, Kitty.
I'm in.
I
so
love
in.
Kitty. I love her.
When I was putting this together, I was like, out of all the moms I have on here, this one is basically my mom. And
Actually,
in a lot of ways.
Yes.
In a lot of
Yes.
ways, Kitty Foreman is.
Oh my god,
Mary.
that one scene when she comes down, she's like super stressed, and I think that she like does like, she's a nurse, and she throws out the stat, and she's like, I'm going to close my eyes, and there better be a cigarette in my hand when I open them. It's like, I know that 1 in 7 teenagers smoke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then she like closes her eyes, and they like all bring out a cigarette and like
And
hand
they
her
all
one.
bring out their
Yeah.
lighters.
Yeah. So funny.
She is so funny. I love her. I think she's great. She's a supportive mother. She, for the time, for considering the 70s, she was a working woman, and she was very good about like, telling her kids about good health choices. She always was cooking a big breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah. She's
And
so funny.
she's hilarious. And like, would she maybe be a little embarrassing at times? Yeah, probably. But like, I think she is great. I love her.
Yeah. The
Same.
other thing is like, she's one of those moms that you're celebrating yourself for your mom so your mom can celebrate you. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm 20 years old. My mom wants to have a huge birthday party for
Yes.
me. I'm completely over this, but we have
Yeah.
to because
Because
my mom wants me to do it.
Yes.
And I love that dynamic in like a mom-daughter, mom-son relationship.
Yeah.
I also love that she just like hated her daughter too.
Well, she knew Laurie was.
Yeah, she was like, I know that you're a hot mess.
Yeah. Yeah. She could see. She could see it.
Yeah. Red was fooled.
Red was fooled. I liked that she kept it real, honestly, with both her kids. You knew she loved them so much, but even when Eric was being stupid, she'd be like, "You're being dumb. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're in on Kitty.
Yeah, I'm totally in on her.
Helen Parr, Elastigirl from The Incredibles,
In.
the hot mom.
The hot mom.
I
The
think I'm
fifth
in.
mom.
She's a baddie. She saves the world. She teaches, and she's raising a family while she's doing it.
She's what I want to be as a mom.
Ooh, superhero mom.
Superhero mom.
Yeah, I'm in on her. She's doing it all.
I don't like the bob. If we could change the bob.
I think the Bob gives her some sass.
Oh, you're in on Bob.
I'm in on Bob.
I can't picture her. What do you want her hair to be? I can't picture it being longer. Then it gets in the way.
Right.
Oh no, your hair down. Like I've never done that before.
Well, you keep your hair short. Your hair is basically a bob.
My hair is not a bob. If you're trying to claim I have a bob on this podcast, that's crazy.
Your hair doesn't go any further than the top of your shoulders. You have a lob.
It's too.
A long bob.
Ooh. This is tea.
I can't believe my ears.
You've You've had this haircut your whole life.
I'm pissed. Just so you know that we're fighting. We're fighting since you called my hair a lob.
It's a lob. Long bob.
All right.
Frankie Heck from The Middle. Have you guys seen this show?
Not like a few episodes. Like I didn't watch the whole
I've
thing.
seen like clips.
I highly recommend watching it. I think it's better than Modern Family.
Oh, I love Modern Family.
It's the same, like, it's not the same, like, conceptually, like, how they film Modern Family, but I think it's the same feeling as Modern
Have
Family.
you watched the new show that came out?
That's Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, this is different.
This is The Middle.
Okay.
Different.
Okay, that has always confused me.
Based on the clips I've seen of her, I want to say I'm out. And maybe that's a hot take, okay? But I feel like she doesn't know her kids at all. I feel like I see clips of her, and it was the daughter's name, Sue.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like poor Sue, like, she doesn't know her own daughter. She's, like, barely keeping track of the 3 kids she has. The kids kind of seem a hot mess. This is just from, like, clips I've seen. That's my take. I'm out.
I don't feel like I don't know her well enough to say.
Taylor says pass.
I guess she's out because I don't know.
I mean, I agree with you guys. I think, like, I'm out on her because I think, especially in the beginning seasons, a lot of the show, she was, like, the biggest actress, like, most well-developed actress on the show. The other ones are kind of breakout roles. So a lot of the show featured her in the beginning, and then towards the end, it became more about the kids, and they were, like, actually in college together and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think this is, like, a show of, like, I would say a lower middle class family. And the goal of lower middle class families on sitcoms typically is just to be able to get their kids to get into a college. Because that's, like, kind of like the premise of, like, Roseanne and some of those other shows like that.
Mm-hmm.
And just, like, time and time again, I feel like you saw her, like, fail as a mom in, like, a pretty, like, empathetic way, but also, like, you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah.
And I think it's, like, hard to, like, eventually rationalize, like, okay, like, I know my mom would have the same emotion that you're having because her kids are just, like, not being nice to her. They're just being bratty, like, middle schoolers. But, like, she is then taking it personally and, like, well, then I'm not going to do this, and goes away. And it's like, it's hard to like sympathize with you on that level, because it's like, I know every mom would just, like, bury that in their soul and then move on and just support their kid anyway.
Yeah.
Because that's, like, what you have to do.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Kids are mean.
Yeah. Kids are mean.
I agree. So I'm out on Frankie Heck, but, like, definitely watch the show. She's a complicated character.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this is our last one. Reba from Reba.
I was waiting for Reba.
A single mom who works too hard.
I love her. I'm in 110%. I used to watch Reba every day after school. I'd come home and it'd be on TV, and we would put it on and watch, like, the 3 to 4 episodes that were
I just
on.
rewatched it for the, like, probably like a year and a half ago now. I, like, started rewatching it, and my old roommate's boyfriend, like, loves Reba, and it was, like, so shocking. I, like, had it on one day, and he was like, oh my god, I love Reba. And I was like, what? But it's so good. I love her.
She doesn't deserve to get cheated on.
No.
And then she's, like, has to basically still, like, live right next to, or, like, are they neighbors, or are they just around all the time?
They move next door. I think in the first season they might, like, live across town before, like, she has the baby.
Yeah.
What's her name? Barbara Joe?
Barbara Jean.
Oh,
yeah.
Barbara Jean.
Babby
Joe. Yeah, I think before she, like, has the baby, they, like, are across town, and then they, like, maybe get a place.
That is definitely a plot.
Move next door, and it's, like, a whole thing. But
oh yeah, I love her.
I love her.
Have you guys watched any of that new show?
No, I think it already got canceled, didn't it?
I don't know.
think. I think they renewed it again.
It might have gotten renewed, but it might have been, like, somebody bought it to get renewed, because I thought it, like, definitely got canceled.
Well, I haven't watched it, so I don't know.
I haven't watched it.
I watched the first 2 episodes, and it's just, like, it's kind of like what they did with Fuller House, where everything's, like, too cheesy.
I hate that.
And it's also, like, I mean, it's obviously just, like,
is
a
it
bar,
just, like, supposed to be her being Reba again, and Barbara Jean is, like, the same vibe?
I think it's a different. No, I don't think it's like the
it's
same.
not like a I thought it was Reba continued.
No,
but no,
it's like
a completely
new
different
plot.
show.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think they're just bringing back the casts of Reba throughout.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But I think it's starring her and the woman who plays Barbara Jean.
Yeah.
I don't think the woman who plays Barbara Jean is the star. I think she's just kind of around.
Oh, okay.
I think they like pick her up as needed.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, clearly
Maybe I'll have to watch an episode.
didn't watch it. I don't know.
Yeah, so we're completely in on Reba.
So in on
Absolutely.
Reba for so many
Yeah.
reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice because like the whole thing happened where it was like a teen pregnancy, and she's like, "No, you're living with us." And
Yeah, she like
Yeah.
made it work. She had the boyfriend move in.
Mhm.
So then she's raising basically 4 kids by
Yeah.
herself. And
Yep.
then like her ex-husband and Barbara Jean.
Brock.
And she's so, I mean, she wasn't bitter towards him either, Brock.
Well-
like in certain parts she was, but like not in a way that it affected her children.
Yeah, I think she did a great job of separating her feelings for him
Yeah.
with her the feelings of the children for him.
Right.
Because you definitely see clips of her where she's like, I hate this guy. She's slamming around in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then like the kids come in and it's like she's fine.
She also comes around to Barbara Jean too.
Yeah,
They
they
become
become
friends.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. Love Reba.
All right. We're all in on Reba. Let us know if you agree, disagree. I was gonna, for all of you out there that are asking, where is Dexter's Laboratory mom? These people didn't watch Cartoon Network, so I knew they were gonna have nothing to say. But yeah, I am all in on Dexter's Laboratory's mom.
I actually did watch that show, but I don't remember the mom very much.
I think there could be an entire study on who is hotter, Elastigirl or Dexter's Laboratory's mom.
Really?
If they're very similar.
Huh. Okay.
Well, it's a whole thing, but from my understanding, everybody's all the like whatever like the fox from Robin Hood is to women. You know how people say the fox from Robin Hood is like hot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
I think
Dexter's
people are
mom is.
like all the guys are like Dexter's Lab's mom is hot.
I need to look up what she looks like because I can't remember, but I watched the show, so let's see.
She's always wearing rubber gloves.
Oh,
She has a bob-esque,
oh yeah, I remember her.
and she has a BBL.
She does have a BBL. I was just gonna
So
say,
that's why the boys like it, the BBL.
little waist, big hips, and
Alright.
she's got a little bob, almost like
She's
more of a
very
mullety.
oddly shaped in that one.
She's also typically just walking around side profile too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very much like
Like this is what you see.
Oh my god.
yeah, that's typically how you see it.
That's so
BBL for
She's
days.
she's giving praying mantis.
yeah,
funny. She is
yeah,
giving Mantis.
so funny.
All right.
All right. So, like I said, today we are talking about Pokemon Go, which is celebrating its 10th anniversary. This came out in like July 2016 in the US. I think it kind of soft launched, like most Pokemon things, it kind of soft launches in Japan
Yeah,
and then was popularized essentially in the US.
Okay.
I know not a lot of us played Pokemon Go religiously, but like where do we rank Pokemon Go in terms of like phone game phenomenons?
I loved it. I feel like I actually did play a decent amount in high school, and I would always go to the one park by the pool.
Oh yeah, by the pool. I heard that was a spot.
It was a
Mhm.
spot, so I would literally go there and walk around and play with my boyfriend from high school. That's what our activity was, and I had a great time. And I think it's a top tier phone game for me.
I don't think I played it. I maybe downloaded it and then I was like, I don't like this.
She didn't want to be outside.
Or her knees.
At that point, she was already
The knees were
crippled
bad.
and she was
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, they weren't good at that time. But I don't know. I think it wasn't for me. I didn't grow up really into Pokemon, but I know it was like a huge deal because people were like we'd be walking around the hallways at school and people would be playing because our school was like, I mean, it's not like the biggest school, but it was like a relatively big building.
It's very flat, so you walk long hallways.
It's like long
Yeah.
hallways, yeah. And so I feel like people would play like at school sometimes, and then like everybody would be like, "Oh my gosh, after school we have to go over here. Look at this on the map. We gotta go walk over there." Like
Yeah.
I remember people like talking about it and it being like a big deal.
Yeah, especially being so close to a Dairy Queen. I feel like that's like a big brawl. It's like you're going to the Dairy Queen, but you're like low key getting like Pokemon along the way.
Yeah. Like it was definitely probably up there with Flappy Bird. I
definitely think it's easily like a top 3 like viral
game.
Yeah,
I completely agree with that.
It kind of, one of the things I was thinking about while like writing this up was how I think geocaching was really popular then too. And I was like, this is kind of like a digital way to geocache if you have like no access to a car or anything like that. And I was like, yeah, like this is kind of like geocaching for kids at a time when people were geocaching a lot.
Geocaching is so cool. I never got into it, but I totally would.
I was gonna say, if anybody wants to go geocaching with me, I know there's one at Knoebels and I've never been able to find it. It's supposed to be at the Knoebels Bridge.
Ooh.
And I've never been able to find it. It's like considered really hard.
Wow.
But I don't know if it just like is not there anymore because it flood. Like that's when it floods.
True.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's like not worth looking for too hard anytime I go there. But I think about it every time I'm there.
Wow.
Well, why haven't we looked?
Another reason to go to Knoebels.
Knoebels.
Another reason. So Pokemon Go, or not Pokemon Go, just regular Pokemon. I know we were born like 98, 99. And so to me, the lines are really blurred on like, how did Pokemon start? Because it was just kind of always there to us.
Yeah.
So Pokemon Go, the like original, is a Game Boy game. So before there was a TV series or cards, it started out as a game for Game Boy. And that came out in 1996. And there's kind of like different colors associated with the different games. And I think the only difference is like the different Pokemons you can get in each game.
Okay.
I think that sounds right. When Tim plays, because they have like so many colors now, he'll like, I think he has 2 Game Boys. So like he'll play one on one game on one Game Boy and one on the other. And then like he'll trade with himself. So
What kind of Game Boy does he have?
He has a red one. And
But like, is okay? Hold on. Let me rephrase.
What, like,
Is it like
year?
Game Boy Advanced where it's like it folds, or does he have the like original Game Boy?
the one that folds.
Okay, so he has Game Boy Advanced SP, is what he has.
Yeah.
I just
he
red
has
was
a
not
red one.
That's like,
I don't know.
That's like dropping your car off and being like, it's the red one, and then like I need the make and model.
I don't know. That's the only Game Boy. Like when I had a Game Boy, I had the one that folded. So like I didn't even know.
No, there's more.
What
There's
the
more
other one
Game
looked
Boys,
like.
yeah.
So
That's awesome.
the folding one. He has one in red and one in, I think, silver or
I love
blue.
that he has 2 and he plays with himself.
Those, I'm just saying, those ones specifically are going for a pretty penny right now. They're like
I know.
the most sought after Game Boy.
He
at the
got a
moment.
good deal on the
I
second
have
one.
one of those. Maybe I should sell it
I might
to help pay for my house that I bought.
Well, if you have any games, I'd be interested to buy them off of you.
Okay, I'll look at what I have.
So it originally released in Japan and they had just red and green, and then when it got to the US they had like a blue version, and from my understanding the blue version is like the best, and then it's like blue, red, and yellow, and like the red and blue are considered like the best, but
Yeah, because no one wants yellow.
Is that from like just the OG ones?
yeah, I think like the OG is like blue and red, and then they like did a yellow on top of that, but the yellow was just like not nearly as commercially
Yeah, I have no clue.
yeah, it wasn't as successful for some reason.
Okay.
Let us know in the comments if you know about Pokemon. Let us know.
Yeah, we
like,
needed a Pokemon expert for this one.
Yeah.
Tim will be mad.
So then after that released, we had the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
The animated series came out on something called like Kids WB. Do you guys like know what that is at all?
The only thing that came to mind for Kids WB was like Kids Warner Bros. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that at all.
I guess
Is it like a channel?
I think it was like a channel, but by the time like we would be able to watch TV and like recall it, it turned into the CW.
Oh,
So this was
Okay.
like a kids blog that eventually turned into the CW, and that's what the show aired on when it hit the US in like 1999.
Okay.
okay.
And apparently it broke the network's all-time rating records.
Ooh.
It was like this huge thing. And it averaged 1.6 million viewers, with peak episodes pulling more than 3 million unique viewers.
Wow.
Dang.
Very popular show.
Did you guys watch Pokemon at all?
My brother watched Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes. Did Yu-Gi-Oh! Have a show, or am I making that up? I don't know.
Dragon Ball Z?
My brother was definitely watching Pokemon, though. I would have, if I had the remote, I was not putting on Pokemon, but I was forced into watching Pokemon.
I saw Pokemon a little bit. I don't know how often I watched, but I know that I did because I had a very vivid nightmare once as a child, and it involved, what's the bad Team Rocket? And the villains of my dream were Team Rocket, specifically their Pokemon was like hunting me in my dream.
That's terrifying.
I was like 4, having a dream about Pokemon. So I know I was watching it, and I must have liked it to some extent if I was familiar enough with those characters to be having a nightmare about it.
I did get sucked in when it was on. I was like, oh, this is a pretty good show. But
yeah. But I wouldn't say like I was watching really like religiously by any means, because I don't like know the premise. But I did actually recently watch. Tim has been going back and watching like all of the episodes. So I did recently go through and like get to watch some, and it was pretty good. Like getting to see it as an adult, I was like, oh yeah, I could see how kids would love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like at one point in my life, whatever grade I was in, it just like aligned with like the half hour before I went to school or daycare. So I just had like a half hour for like an entire year where I watched it. But like, I'm not sure if it was ever in order. I think I just seen random episodes for 1 year and then never again. And
did you like some of the episodes?
Yeah, like I liked it. I think my sister liked it more than me, but like when it's 7:30 in the morning, I don't think that's not my fighting hour to fight for the remote.
Right.
Yeah. It's just like it's not what I'm gonna be getting. I'm gonna be like fighting for like the Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
The last Pop-Tart.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the
oh my
battle.
gosh, did you see that they came out with protein Pop-Tarts? Sorry, also random tangent.
I'm so out on Pop-Tarts. It's crazy. They're so bad for you.
So bad for you.
It's like ranked like the worst thing you can eat in the United States.
It is kind of crazy though, because every now and then though, like I do crave a Pop-Tart.
I crave a Pop-Tart every once in a while.
I've never really liked them.
Like
I
the
only
blueberry
like
or strawberry one.
Oh, see, I like the brown sugar cinnamon.
I also like that one.
I've never had the brown sugar cinnamon.
I
that's
think
a
that
classic.
one's the best one because it kind of just tastes like mostly a cinnamon roll.
I like.
You know what I think is a sleeper Pop-Tart?
That
Just chocolate chip. There's no icing. There's no frosting on the top of it. It is just chocolate chip, and it's so good.
Oh, see, I don't think I'd actually like that.
Serial killer's delight. Right there. Whatever you just said. No frosting. Crazy.
But there's so much chocolate in it. It's just like literally eating a chocolate chip cookie.
Maybe I would like it then.
Strudel. It's just a strudel.
But normally though, on a Pop-Tart, I pull all the edges off that don't have the icing because it doesn't have filling in it and it doesn't have icing on it. So I would literally break off all the edges and just eat the middle.
I still eat the edges. I do the same thing, but I eat the edges first and then I eat the middle. Yeah.
Kellogg's, feel free to sponsor us. We clearly like your products. Anyway, within months of its debut in 1998, the show became the highest rated children's show in syndication, and it dominated Saturday morning television, holding the #1 spot for 54 consecutive weeks.
Wow.
That's crazy. 50? That's more than a year.
I know. It's insane.
That's a year and 2
so
weeks.
it's #1 for more than a year. Wow.
We've like been talking so much about like PBS Kids. What did you watch? And we've been like arguing like, this is the Saturday morning cartoon. No, this is. Apparently, it was none of it.
It was Pokemon.
It was Pokemon.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
I didn't know you had it like that,
crazy.
Pokemon. That's crazy.
I mean, it had to have for how popular it was and it has been.
Yeah, and I think it just wasn't marketed to women. So I feel like there's so many girls out there that missed their opportunity to really be in a Pokemon.
Yeah, I actually do think that's true because the main character was like a boy and like he'd have different friends around with him, but like
there was like a girl that was like around a lot in the show.
Yeah, I think he had like a guy and a girl that like traveled with him.
Yeah. Wow. Now I kind of want to watch it.
Yeah, high key, we should start doing Pokemon parties.
I think it's on Amazon Prime.
All right.
Some of the seasons.
Good to know.
I'll look into it. So the Game Boy version was very successful. They made it for Game Boy Advance in addition to like the OG Game Boy. And I think they've even come out with stuff on the Switch now. I think they had the yellow version on the Switch for a while, but then for the 30th anniversary, they did the red and blue.
Ooh.
So I don't know if Tim has those, but you should let him know about that.
I think I think he has all the original because I think he's got like red, blue, yellow. Then there's like an emerald and a sapphire.
Oh yeah, those.
And the like diamond. I think actually what I've been hearing is that like emerald is like the best.
Oh really? It's just not an OG.
I think it's just not an OG. It's either it's either emerald or sapphire, I think, are like the ones like people
It probably because
try
you
to
can
buy
get
now.
better Pokemon with them.
Probably.
Because I'm sure the red and blue are like base sets,
Yeah, probably.
essentially.
Yeah.
If I had, that makes sense.
Well, the red and blue were really well received. And pretty much because what Tim is doing, because of like the multiplayer options and the way you can like interact with them with different people.
Mm-hmm.
And they received an aggregated score of 89% on game rankings. And it's considered one of the greatest games ever made and ranked among the top lists at least for 4 years on IGN's top 100 games of all time.
Wow.
Really impressive.
Very impressive.
Just for think about how many games come out and how many like different game franchises are popular. That's like great.
Well, especially with Game Boy, and I think we could do an entire podcast on this. I don't know what was going on in the 2000s, but like it was way easier to like license games. You could license anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had Lizzie McGuire Game Boy games. I had like Frogger Game Boy games. I've had Cartoon Network Game Boy games.
I had Bugs Life game. Like
like very random games. Anything could be
Like
licensed
every
into a
show
game.
or movie had a game.
Madagascar, like
Yeah.
anything, regardless of how like commercially successful it was.
yeah.
And so like it's kind of cool that they were able to like stand up to all those fandoms and really come out on top.
Oh my gosh, I love the SpongeBob game.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And specifically the blue and the red one sold 400 million copies worldwide. So that's a pretty big deal.
Dang.
That's actually impressive. 400 million, especially like at that time.
Yeah. And then that led to the card game coming out because they essentially wanted to make like a tabletop version. So they partnered with the people that were creating Magic with the Gathering, whoever was producing that at the time in 1999. And then they started releasing cards. And I feel like the rest is history because I think cards is probably what they're most known for today.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's become the most lucrative thing.
Do you think cards is what they're most known for?
I think for
I think, honestly, I think of the whole when I think of Pokemon, multiple things come to mind for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's probably true for a lot of people. Like, I think of the cards and I think of the show.
I think for people that don't know anything about Pokemon, so like I'm thinking 40 plus, that age range is thinking of cards.
I guess if you missed the era of when the show was airing, like you were probably thinking of cards.
That could be.
I think if you're 40 below, you probably know there's other stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have the cards? Let me just like gagged a bit in case anybody wanted to know. Because like I remember kids like Beyblaying and stuff in school, but I don't remember kids with like Pokemon cards in school. So I'd be curious to know like if you guys saw anything or were interacting with the cards at all.
My brother, once again, I sometimes get Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon a little bit confused because there's also Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And I know my brother had those for sure, but I can't remember if he was also getting the Pokemon cards. He had like a whole book. Like he had
the binder.
He had the binder for like the cards with like the sleeves and stuff.
I feel like I knew of the cards and like I don't know if I had any. If I did, I didn't like cherish them or like collect them. Like it was like I got them as like a one-off sort of thing. I don't think I got it. I also think we were perhaps on the young end of like the card phase by the time like we reached the age
We have current friends though, that are really
Yes.
into cards.
Well,
I mean, the cards came out in 99.
right.
So, like, I think it just was, you just weren't into it.
We might just not have been into it because I
Yeah.
do think I think Tim had a whole bunch. Like Tim has a whole bunch at home, like boxes of cards, and like some of our friends now are like really into collecting them all of a sudden.
Yeah. I feel like they
some
made a big
reason.
comeback.
Yeah,
because
I think nostalgia.
well, because Logan
like-
Paul sold his for like
right,
millions
right.
of dollars, and
And
now
then
it's
now
like, oh, it's
everyone's
actually
like,
kind of
yeah.
worth it.
Yeah, so I don't really remember the cards, and I wasn't really involved, but I know they were like a big deal.
I think in general, mystery packs are just in right now.
Yeah.
Things.
True.
Yeah, the mystery packs, big deal. So I think one of the main reasons Pokemon was so successful in general was because of all these different mediums that you could enjoy the like franchise, because you had the show. If you were into gaming, you could do the games, you could do like the cards, and you could trade, and like I think you can play with the cards too.
Yeah, you can play with the
But
cards.
I think
Yeah.
like the cards is more about like trading in my mind. I don't know.
I think the cards are definitely like holder value trade now. But I think when we were growing up,
People were like actually playing them.
people were
as a
actually
card game.
playing the game.
Okay. But yeah, so like there was so many different ways for people to like be involved in the Pokemon world, that like when Pokemon Go came out, it was like this new innovative way for a bunch of new people to play, and maybe people who hadn't been involved. Because I mean, like you said, like it came out when the year we were born, so like we were kind of in the mix of it, but I don't know when like the height of that craze was from like the 99 on.
Right.
I definitely think the height of it is happening like now.
You think?
I think Pokemon
Even with
is
the show though,
I-
the show was so popular. We just read.
I think it's like, I think Pokemon cards today are more popular than Pokemon show years ago.
That might be a hot
Because
take. I don't know.
Because it's like all the young kids are watching YouTube anyway, and there is such a big YouTube scene to be like opening packs and things.
That's true. I don't know. That would be an interesting thing to look up.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know
I don't
either.
even know how you would track that though.
And now, like, you can't get your hands on the cards. The cards are so hard to
Yeah,
get.
they are. The packs are hard to get, and they like limit how many you can buy at the store. Like you can only buy like one pack a person, I think, because people would go and buy like 20.
Scalpers. Yeah.
In the Austin airport, there was a vending machine, and you could buy packs of Pokemon cards in the vending machine. And I was like, "Wow, do I do one?"
They're all sold out. I heard those like machines don't work because basically scalpers know about them and they like rig them.
Uh-oh.
That like I think they rig them to reset. They're supposed to reset it at like a very specific time every day. And from my understanding, like you can like rig them if you know like the touch points on it to like restart it, and then they like it resets. Then they buy them all and then they leave.
Oh,
That's crazy.
wow.
It's serious.
It is serious. Oh, it's been serious, really. So Pokemon Go launched in July of 2016, and it was a free app that you could download on your phone. You could get it from the App Store, the Google Play Store, and like your Android store. So like pretty much I think any cell phone that was like a smartphone, you could probably be downloading it.
Yeah.
But the premise of the game was for you to catch Pokemon using your phone's GPS. So like you'd open up the app and you'd
Apple the app.
Apple Day app.
you'd open up your app and it would show you like a map of your surroundings, and I think it would have different like landmarks on it. If you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like as you would move, you would be walking with the map through the GPS, and you could like find different Pokemons. You could find the gyms where you could go to train your Pokemons. I think.
Pretty sure there's like coins and stuff you could get too as you walk.
Yeah, there was all kinds of different things you could collect,
Yeah.
but you had to like physically be like walking around.
Great for steps. Great if you're trying to reach a step goal. Download Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I do. That's funny because I do remember like Vine was still around back then. And I remember, like, while people were outside walking, I was just inside on a recliner watching Vines for hours. And I was like, yeah, this is funny. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just doing the opposite.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
That's hilarious. What's funny about Pokemon Go is that the idea for the app spawned from an April Fool's joke back in 2014, where Google Maps displayed Pokemon on their map, which I remember.
Yeah,
actually.
I do actually remember that.
So they displayed Pokemon on their map that people could catch, like if they were in like the Google app, and people like loved it. And so it kind of like sparked this whole idea that like, oh, we could like make this into a game.
Which, like, did Google get a cut of that?
Well, the Niantic, the people that made it, I think started internally as Google and then like became separate. So I think
so
it
it's
kind
like
of was
the same world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, after seeing how popular it was, Google, like Niantic, which Becca just said is a spinoff of Google, they decided to partner with Nintendo and basically make what became Pokemon Go.
And from my understanding, Nintendo was pretty much like the entire financial backing. Like,
Wow.
I don't think, like, I think Niantic had the technology because they were already doing the AR and stuff, but they had like, they didn't have the finances to like do this.
Wow.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned earlier, you'd go into the app and you'd see like the map, not the way that like the map looks on like Google Maps. Like it was kind of like themed to the game.
Yeah, it kind of gives more like the iPhone map though. Like, do you know like the classic like map look of like
I think so.
maps on iPhone? I feel like when you opened it, it kind of like it gave that scenery, like trees and stuff, like looked like that.
But what was cool was the Niantic technology was focused on AR and geospatial mapping. So they used Google Earth to create that map that you would see when you would open it up, which is really fun. Because like you said, like you could still see stuff, but it wasn't like the normal like Google Maps vibes. So 2016 was like the peak engagement of this game. Like 2016 can be defined by like Pokemon Go.
So the summer of 2016.
I was gonna say it's defined. The summer of 2016 was Pokemon Go. But I remember in 2016 the death of Harambe, and that will forever be the blight of 2016.
Yeah, there was a lot of different markers of 2016 that you could reference, but Pokemon Go was like a big era of that timeline. So what's interesting is like Pokemon Go, like they still had some features that were similar to like the original like Game Boy games in the sense that you are trying to like catch Pokemon, but they kind of switched up some things and like the features of the game were different than the original Pokemon games. And so I feel like they maybe got a little bit of backlash on it, but overall the game was so popular that it didn't really like make people not want to play it.
Yeah.
I remember when like the Animal Crossing app came out and I was so disappointed.
Same.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, I just tap this and I get a fish.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of very similar in vein. If you were like a diehard like Pokemon person, I think some of the thrill of trying to get a Pokemon was like gone in the app. But it's hard, like on a digital platform, to like do it.
And it reached so many new people that like they probably didn't even realize that things were changed.
Yeah,
like it was like so.
I certainly didn't.
I wouldn't have known. Yeah, but so like people I think did kind of call them out for like things being different, but I don't think that their intention was for it to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
But what I like about the idea of it is like it makes it feel like in the Game Boy, you're like walking around on your map in the Game Boy, going to like different areas and you're fighting Pokemon, you're catching them, going to the gyms, whatever. But it was like you were actually the one walking yourself through the map in like the Pokemon Go. So I think that like makes you feel like you're a part of the world, which is like a really fun take.
With now how accessible those like AR goggles are, I wonder how fun it would be to do Pokemon Go.
That would be cool. Be dangerous.
It would be.
No idea where you are.
That'd be kind of crazy. Imagine you're walking on the curb
if
and
you're just on at the park by the pool, I think you'd be fine. I guess you could fall into the river.
Yeah, you could fall into the river.
Yeah.
You could fall off the sidewalk.
That would be so dangerous. You're walking into
hit
poles.
by a car.
Yeah, not a good idea. Liability after liability.
Yeah. But because things were different, we wanted to kind of talk about some of the differences in the Pokemon Go game versus like the original like Game Boy Pokemon games. So one of the biggest differences is that you don't and can't battle wild Pokemon. So I believe in the Game Boy games, when you found a wild Pokemon, in order to capture it and make it one of your own, you had to fight it with one of your own Pokemon. And you had to try to like weaken it enough so that you could capture it in the Pokeball. It was not the same in Pokemon Go. So basically all you do in the app is you just throw your Pokeball at it and it gets captured.
You do have to like, there's certain levels I think that you have to reach to get better Pokemon.
Oh,
so like like I couldn't download the game and you start with like the really low level Pokemon. And then like as you move up in levels, you can get like the higher level.
So like if
Pokemon.
You stumbled across a high level Pokemon,
I don't even think it showed it on the map. Like I don't think you.
Oh,
I don't remember for. I don't remember
catch.
for sure on that part, but
I think that makes a lot of sense because like, and I don't want to steal Jordan's thunder, but one of the differences also is like it's a lot more geared towards you leveling up as a character and not like the Pokemon themselves leveling up. So like the whole thing is like, obviously they want you to be on this app as long as possible. So a lot of the incentives for leveling up are you just getting more Pokemon.
Yeah.
So like makes sense that it's like you're not even gonna see some of like the more rare
until
Pokemon.
you like reach that level. Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like if there was gonna be a change that they made that people disliked maybe the most, it would maybe be this first one that like you didn't battle Pokemon.
Right.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but that would be my thoughts.
Well, that kind of, I feel like in the other versions of the game, that's like kind of why you're playing. It's like you're playing to battle for Pokemon. And this is like just completely takes that away.
Yeah. So the next like big difference is that you can't level up your team through fighting, which like we kind of touched on a little bit. But like in the original, anytime your Pokemon defeated an opponent, it would gain skills and eventually level up and evolve into the next version of that Pokemon. But like on Pokemon Go, you're more focused on leveling up by adding Pokemon to your Pokédex. And like that's how you eventually level up, like by getting more. So I think maybe the first two is probably like the biggest like difference in the actual main component of the game.
Yeah, and they coincide together because you kind of can't do one without the other. So it just kind of makes sense that they had to like kind of alter it towards that.
Yeah.
Right.
But I could see that being like one of the big like
people were mad
differences that people didn't like.
Yeah,
probably. So another big difference is that the process of evolving Pokemon changed, which again makes sense based on the first two changes that we just talked about. So in the original Game Boy game, Pokemon evolved once you hit level 16 and 36. So if you hit level 16, Charmander would become Charmeleon, and then at 36 it would evolve to be Charizard. But for Pokemon Go,
and if you're not playing with Charizard, then what are you doing? That's from my understanding. That's like the T.
Yeah, I have heard about Charizard.
Well, you have to get to level 36.
Yeah, you got to battle your way up. But in Pokemon Go, every time you catch a Pokemon, you receive 3 candies.
Completely irrelevant.
That basically are specific to that Pokemon and helps with the evolution the evolution chain. So like once you have enough candies for that specific Pokemon, it would evolve.
This just sounds like one of those like weird like multi-level sweepstakes schemes that they make kids do. It's like, okay, if you raise this amount of money by selling these chocolates, then I'm going to give you all these tickets. You can trade in these tickets to then get something from this catalog, except you have to pay for shipping for the catalog. And then it's like,
it's just a big scheme.
It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, Like, what do you mean I'm leveling up by getting candies, and these candies are only associated with this one Pokemon?
Yeah. And like, could you find could you find the candy when you were like walking around, or was it simply like you'd catch a Pokemon and then you'd get candy, and the candy would go with like a certain kind of Pokemon?
I could be really off on this because it's been a while. It's been 10 years, but I feel like it was really rare to find a candy, but like you could in the wild.
Okay.
Like I think they would like randomly pop up and you would be like, oh, I gotta get that, but I could be wrong on that.
I feel like they were just like, do you know what else is popular? Candy Crush. Let's incorporate candy into this.
Candy was like, I feel like a big like theme in games at that time in general. So weird. Yeah, the candy thing seems random.
I know,
but I guess they had to keep...
It's also like in the entire like Pokeverse. Does that ever occur again?
Where did this candy pop up?
Is the candy just like not there anymore?
They just had to come up with something to level up the Pokemon, and they were like,
couldn't have done like coins. I feel like coins already existed in the world.
Yeah,
like no, I agree. I'm like, why couldn't they just have like made it be like
candy was in? I guess.
Yeah, guess so.
Yeah, it must have been. So let's see. Another change was challenging players at the gym was different. So in the original games, you'd have to like take yourself to town and you could go to the gym and you'd have to get gym badges by defeating 9 gym leaders.
I don't know what 9 set gym leaders is, but
no, it's like you had like 9 different levels. Like there's 9 gym.
So there's
9
like
different. Gym.
There's like 9 different like gym players, and like you beat the first one, and then you have to like once you beat that one,
it's like getting your belt. Like it's like white belt. And then you move up. Yeah.
So in Pokemon Go, the gyms exist, but they're held by one of the 3 teams, which is red, blue, or yellow, and they change hands constantly. Like the gyms.
Yeah, because I think it's like the players are like taking over the gyms.
Yeah, you battle for the gym. Like I think if your team wins the battle, it then becomes that color.
So when you originally make like your Pokemon, do you pick like what team you want to be on?
You pick a color,
Oh, nice. So then you would like go and walk yourself to a gym and you'd be like, I want to battle at this gym.
Which is
were you battling somebody live? Or like do you remember?
I wasn't really good at the battling, so I actually just didn't do it.
I guess it wasn't really necessary, right?
Well, I think to get better, I don't actually know.
Taylor was bad at the game.
The gym, I think, I played it for what?
What doesn't sound like you need to battle to like evolve your Pokemon?
I think it moves up your level though. Like it levels you up, and then with you leveling up, your Pokemon can also start to level up.
Taylor wasn't doing all that.
I probably got to like level 3. I don't know.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say, that is one of the like major changes is the whole concept of the teams, because that's not really a thing in the other ones.
Right.
Yeah.
So like in Pokemon Go, you can be on a team, and like Taylor said, you picked your team in the beginning, and then that was like your team color, so red, yellow, or blue. But in the original Pokemon game, it's you against Team Rocket or like Team Evil, basically. Like it's just you and everybody else is who you're fighting. Like you're your own team,
and that's how it should be, I think.
Yeah. I think it makes sense.
I don't think it needs to be team oriented.
No, I don't either. And so I think one of the last ones we have is that you can't teach Pokemon new moves. So in the Game Boy games, you'd often come across items that would allow you to teach your Pokemon more powerful moves, or when they would reach a certain level, they'd be able to like learn new moves and they'd get new like attacks basically for when you're battling. But in Pokemon Go, your Pokemon only know 2 moves, which like 1 normal attack and 1 special attack, no matter how many times you like level up.
I think that's stupid. That's my comment on that. Like, that sounds dumb.
I think it goes back to like,
I guess it's just all about you.
Yeah, it's not about your Pokemon leveling up. It's about you as the like fighter leveling up by getting the Pokemons.
Which I'd be curious for people that watch the show, like, do you think that's how it should be? Like, are we like really focused on Ash being like the best he can be, or are we more falling in love with the actual Pokemon themselves and we want the Pokemons to flourish?
It's a good question. Yeah.
I actually, this is based on the couple of episodes that I watched with Tim recently when he was watching. I think it touches on both. So it touches a little bit, I think, on like Ash, like getting better and like being good and able to like support his Pokemon. But like one of the episodes we watched was like this one Pokemon wasn't strong enough, and they like tried to tell it like, you're not strong enough, don't do that. And the Pokemon was like, no, I'm strong enough, blah blah blah. But then it ended up like staying with this group of Pokemon. Like the trainer like let the Pokemon go and stay with like the wild group of Pokemon so that it could get better and it could like level up like with its Pokemon. So it like let them go.
Oh,
the trainer like let the Pokemon go so like it could get better. So like it touches like I think on a little bit. It touches like on the trainers being good and like knowing their Pokemon, but then like it does come down to like the actual Pokemons having to level up and get stronger.
Okay. Interesting.
Which was interesting. It was actually like a pretty good show.
I think I'm gonna watch this show. But Jordan kind of just like laid out the difference between Pokemon Go and like the classic Pokemon. But I am gonna hype up Pokemon Go here, and we're gonna do fun facts of Pokemon Go. My favorite segment, fun facts.
How many times do you think we've said Pokemon so far?
Oh, so many times.
It's really hard to not say Game Boy game, like, because you're saying game twice.
Game Boy, yeah.
So you're like the Game Boy game. And it's like so awkward to how do you phrase that?
That's funny.
I know.
And what are you going to call them? Not Pokemon, they're Pokemon.
Right.
Because they're not anything else.
All right, we ready for my first fun fact?
Yeah, fun facts.
Yeah.
All right, my first fun fact is that at one point, Pokemon Go's downloads surpassed Tinder on Android devices.
It would be Android.
I do think it's really funny that it's only on Android. iPhone, it didn't surpass. But on Androids, Pokemon Go surpassed the amount of downloads that Tinder had, which is crazy, with 60% of US download using it daily for 43 minutes. That was rough, but for 43 minutes daily, people were playing Pokemon on average.
Well,
Pokemon
they
Go.
had to go walk around and get their steps.
Yeah, honestly, great. We were probably all in great shape in 2016, getting our steps in.
Yeah.
So my next fun fact, even though Pokemon Go is a free app, Nintendo is really benefiting from it being so popular. And with the app downloads, the stock prices went up nearly 23% after the app's launch. So they're really getting the benefit of this free app.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, yeah, it does make sense. Okay, next. Pokemon Go had 15 million downloads in the first week of its release. And it also set a new record by generating 200 million in revenue in the first month, which, to put that in perspective, that earns 7 times more than Candy Crush in the first month.
Wow.
And nearly doubles Clash Royale.
Wow.
Which is like, I think, crazy because those are 2 really big games.
And they're 2 big games we've like recently kind of touched on a little bit.
Yeah. And
wow.
I think, people feel very passionately about Clash Royale specifically.
Yeah.
Okay, next fun fact. I think this one's actually really cool because it's kind of like, if you know, you know. But to evolve Eevee in Pokemon Go, it initially appeared to be random, but someone in the Reddit community, everyone knows everything in Reddit, they noticed that if you change the name of your Eevee before you evolve it, you can actually get what like evolution you want. To get your Eevee to change to Vaporeon, you have to first change the name to Rainer. For Jolteon, you have to change it to Sparky. And for Flareon, you then have to name it Pyro.
Wow.
That's T. That's T.
So like you would just like manually change the name, and then before it evolves, it would evolve into like the version that you want.
Those versions.
I think you can give your Pokemon nicknames, and I think they have different nickname options for you to choose. Kind of like how like in Animal Crossing, it's like, what should my catchphrase be? I think it's like similar to that, and you just have to choose. Make sure you're doing the right one.
Okay. Right. Yeah, which is T. So now we all know. But just for context, those 3 names that like you're changing it to are the names of the 3 brothers in the TV series.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Love that.
All right. Next fun fact, and I also think this is a really cool one. There's something called a Pokemon Go Plus device, which I did not know about. But essentially, it just like connects to your phone through Bluetooth, and you can just like go about your day and like walk around and stuff. And if there's a Pokemon near you, it like vibrates and you press this button and then you catch that Pokemon without like actually having to be on the app.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
I never
like,
heard of this.
So then when you have a second to like actually go on the app, you can like go in and be like, oh my God, I caught like 4 Pokemon today. Just like going through my day.
That's like fun too, because like if you don't necessarily want to be playing, or like I know like at the time there was like lots of concerns about people like walking on their phones and the safety of that.
Right.
That's like so fun, because like you could just be like out like on a run, or like on just like a regular walk, or just like going about your day.
The fairs in town, and like you want to be playing the games, but also Pokemon
but like be
Go.
present.
Yeah.
It's like fun that like this device will just be like, hey, there's one here, and you can just be like, catch it.
Yeah, I think that's
and you don't
super
have
cool.
to like pay attention per se.
Yeah,
that's a really fun feature.
Yeah.
If you're trying to like build up your Pokemon, but like you don't or can't be on your phone.
I'm anti this idea.
Really?
I feel like Pokemon has so many hackers out there. There's like people that are like resellers just buying out all the like cards, and then like kids can't have it. I just feel like we need to play within the rules that the Pokeverse is giving us, and I feel like this is like a cheat code that I don't like.
Honestly, that's fair. It kind of is a cheat code, because
I
it
think
lets
it's cool.
you capture
It's a
like
cool
commands,
concept.
but I think it's pretty cool.
It's a cool concept. I just think like I want to keep the integrity of Pokemon alive, and I feel like adults are ruining it.
You do lose the integrity of the game, like because you're not actively like playing and looking by like using that.
I don't know.
Device,
I'm
but-
in on it. It lets you play, but also be present in your walk.
Yeah.
Because what if I'm working? What if I'm a construction worker and I need to be working, but I also am walking around with my Pokemon device?
Well, this is the classic example of this is why none of our construction gets done. Because we're out here with our Pokemon Advanced Go thing.
That's so funny.
Okay.
That's so funny.
But yeah, so basically Pokemon Go was huge in 2016. We've said that. We all know that. But basically, when it got cold outside, done. It died off in January 2017.
Winter
killed it.
Winter came and it destroyed Pokemon Go.
I do wonder if it's like more popular in Japan, where it's easier to walk around and more people are healthy and just walking around.
Yeah. It's interesting too, because like I feel like to play it around here, we'd have to go to a park or something. But like if you live in a city, like it would just, or you walk to work every day. Like I feel like it's so much easier for like people to play it.
Yeah. I mean, didn't people like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like if we were driving somewhere and obviously we're not the driver, but like couldn't you play in the car?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Because I thought I remember people playing on like the soccer bus. We'd be like driving to soccer and people would be playing on the bus ride.
Maybe. I think you have to be pretty quick with it though, because like you could, if you don't click it right away, it would probably just go away.
I think I remember like situations where people were like, slow down. Can you slow down?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or it's like, oh good, a stop sign's coming. Can you just stop? Like,
Stop, there's a Pokemon here.
Yeah. But as Jordan said earlier, there's obviously a lot of differences between like the OG Pokemon and Pokemon Go. But over time, like the developers have been working to like improve the app and kind of add in more features that make it feel like more similar to like the Game Boy games and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that it's not this huge, I would assume that now that it's not this huge craze of new players that didn't know the differences anyway, the people that are still playing the game are probably like, hey, let's change just a little bit to like make it what we know.
That's fun.
Yeah. So today Pokemon Go is not just the catch only game anymore. You can now do player versus player leagues, raid battles, and they added a level cap of 80. And then they also do like big global events now
That's
for Pokemon
fun.
Go.
It would be fun to go to like an event and they like release whatever like Pokemons for the event, and then everybody's just going all at once, and it's like it's digital Easter egg hunt for adults at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be so cool. I would like it. So the app is kind of under a little bit of scrutiny, though. People are pissed because it's now seeming like the game is leaning towards like how much money can we get out of our users. Like I feel like this is the every app has a premium you can get now, and it's like
so
you're
annoying.
either paying to remove ads, or you're paying to like do this, or you're paying to do this.
You're paying to access this feature and this feature, but you can't unless you pay a subscription.
Right. So Pokemon Go is in on that, and they're now including like a premium, and you can get something called Go Passes, and like event tickets and stuff.
I think that kind of stuff ruins games.
Yeah.
I like fully feel that way.
I agree. I also think if it was just like, hey, support us so that we don't have to like put ads on here. If I was playing a game and it only costs like $5 to remove ads and I played it all the time, I feel like that's worth it.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. Just like it's a slippery slope.
When it's like you can't play this one, you can't get this one Pokemon unless you're a premium user. That's when I'm like, all right.
Right.
That's like kind of annoying.
And I also think it's different if it's like, because I know in Clash you've said like you can buy things, but like it's because like it takes time to like
so if you're
access those features. So if you're buying it because you're impatient and you just want to have it now for your game,
right?
I think that's one thing, but you should still be able to like access it.
I agree with that.
If it's gonna be like part of the gameplay.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the only really way I would support like, oh, you have to buy it. It's like you already get these in the game, but like you want more or like,
But another big thing with Pokemon Go is that people kind of started targeting where the gyms were on the map. So like when you play Pokemon Go, the gyms were always in the same spot. So people kind of started targeting those areas to like rob people, which is not great, which I'm assuming probably happened a lot in like cities or something.
Well, and I kind of think that was
like,
even in 2016, I feel like that was a topic of conversation because it was like you can see where like things are on the map, and so like big groups of people would be like hanging out at these locations.
Right.
Not for like things to get too dark, but I was reading that like a girl was playing Pokemon Girl and she like essentially came across a dead body.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
And that was in like Missouri or like Mississippi, one of the M states where like there's not a lot going on.
Yeah. That's terrifying.
Ugh, horrible.
Yeah, so that's not great. That's not a great part of Pokemon Go. But
moving on.
Moving on to another thing that's not great about Pokemon Go.
To another negative.
It was recently sold to Scopely, which is owned by Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, and people aren't liking that because they're not really sure what's happening with their data now that it is owned by Saudi Arabia. And like obviously, as we talked about, like it's a map game, so like it's tracking where you're walking basically, and people are a little bit concerned about like the safety issues and like who has their data, kind of similar to like TikTok. We're all worried about who has their data through TikTok.
Right.
Same thing for Pokemon Go.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I feel like once like maps and stuff get introduced to things, that's when I'm out on apps. So like when Snapchat came out with like the friends thing and then you could like see where people were, I was like, delete.
And for a while you couldn't make that private. Like on Snapchat, your map like was just a part of the feature.
It was giving tea for no reason.
No, it literally was.
It was exposing so much.
Snapchat is always sneaky like that because remember when you could see who others people's best friends were?
Yes.
Like you could see someone else's top 3 best friends, and that was always starting
That
tea.
was always
And then they
too.
released that feature with the map, and it's like, oh, you can see where these people are.
Yeah.
So overall, we've talked about like, okay, here was the peak of 2016 and here's what the app was. The app's evolved probably like for the better with some of the features that they have, but there's a lot of drawbacks that Taylor brought up. So my question to you guys is, today, would we get back into Pokemon Go? Do we think it's like would be a fun activity? Everybody wants to get their steps in. This is a fun way to get your steps, but it's also like, do I want Saudi Arabia to have my information?
Do I want them to see my daily walks and where I'm walking
I don't even
every
think
day?
it's just that, because I think it uses the camera too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it can see
you do use the camera to like catch the Pokemon, because you can see what is like, it literally brings up your camera and it's like what I'm seeing in front of me, but there's a Pokemon there.
I remember that. I forgot. I forgot about that.
So I don't know. I think I'm kind of out on Pokemon Go, but getting in walks and getting in your steps is so big right now. I do think there's like,
and having something to do like while you're walking.
Yeah, would be cool.
So where we're ending the pod for the day is we're out on Pokemon Go, but we're in on geocaching. We're going to be geocaching.
Yes. We're getting in on geocaching.
If you know where a good geocache is, let us know.
All right, that's our show for the day. Taylor, where can they find us?
You can follow us right now to answer the win. And it is Zillennial.meets.world on all socials.
All right. That's it for today. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.